Hello everyone, Agion here to replay. Spawn on the right side as the exterior player of ZodiAK. Spawning in as the left side as the support recon company USF player. We have Czepis. Czepis? I honestly have no idea. If somebody could actually tell me in the comment section below how on earth do I pronounce a lot of these names, that would be very nice. Currently, I've been adjusting around my some settings. Currently, computers 2 can only support up to 2K. I've been playing around. Hopefully, I get some steady frame rate. Looks like it's largely fine, but this map is a little bit less optimized, so there is a bit of lag spikes depending where I'm looking at. But hopefully, I can maintain a steady frame rate for y'all. You got grenadiers here. You got 2 riflemen as a build opener here. Personally, I prefer getting a second rear echelon, especially on a map this large. It really helps with the early capping pressure, and every bit of early fuel does really mean quite a bit actually for getting out the light vehicles and for teching. Seeing I love my weapon teams as playing US, and they're all the good ones are locked behind teching and an expensive amount of teching as well. I prefer my early fuel. We got some grenadiers moving forward. They will definitely win out against rear echelon. Both of them will be behind light cover, so the grenadiers will take this no problem. The rear echelon can't really run across the road try to maximize their damage. First off, the engagement's already gone on too long for them to win out, so they'll probably instantly lose then. And also they're going across this road in negative ground. But there is a sort of flanking force of riflemen. He will actually fall back nice and timely. We'll get to the models of rear echelon there, which is a bit of manpower bleed. The rear echelon could still, however, capture up these 2 points and then fall back. We do got a second squad of rear echelon for the US player. So this is pretty much all he really needs. He doesn't really need the 3rd rifleman squad. He will get, of course, the free lieutenant/captain. Most likely lieutenant, because based on this doctrine, of course, you get the Greyhound, which is a good substitute for the Stewart, which just makes it a very good lieutenant tech option. We've got an austere sniper on out, so you will probably need to get one more squad of grenadiers, and then it'd be good for anti-infantry assets for the time, but you won't have much assaulting, so perhaps a flamer or on his pioneer squad. As I was saying before, going for this doctrine is a good alternative to Captain with if you're trying to if you like using the Stewart, because the Greyhound is a good alternative, but could use a slight buff. This main gun only does 60 damage if I remember correctly, so it is actually can't even wipe out a model with a direct hit with its main gun, unlike almost everything else. I would say the Greyhound, only thing it really needs is the buff. Perhaps maybe change his main damage of his main gun from 60 to 80, as well as making the armored skirts automatically initiated, and I think it'll be in a good spot then. You got the sniper in the area, picking away at these riflemen, as well as perhaps potentially the rear echelon as well. You got the nice moving around, using the MG42 very actively. I personally like keeping on my MG42 team in a very good defensive spot and use other units to push. But with the sniper play, you really have to not be using your MG offensively, because due to the fact how you get your standard infantry, you need the tech. It will need to get MG42 just to stay in the game partially. Those are the riflemen. They're in a more preferred range, but however, with their entering combat very low health, the grenadiers will have no problem shredding it. And boy, I'm stuttering my words today.
Production upgrade accomplished.
Just a little bit. There we go. I think it's a bit more centered in. We got these riflemen. The riflemen will definitely win out versus Grenadier squad. The Grenadiers has sustained a bit of damage from the previous engagement. We got the lieutenant out, so we may in fact see. Oh, he's still 3 CP or 2 CP away from the M8. Even though it's at 3 command points, which is a good timing for it, it just really does come out a bit too late. It really needs to come out like at 2.5, which of course I don't think you can actually program to be like that. Unless you, on locking this doctrine, you get additional half a CP, which I don't think you can do that either. Maybe you can. You got a sniper still poking in some shots. The MG42 and the sniper still around. The sniper can be quite good on this map because there's a lot of areas to prevent any wide flanks, only straight forward. However, well, standard flank, but wide flank, he's very vulnerable to. Can easily walk around the corner and instantly gets killed off. Trying to stay get in this house, but even though there's plenty of line of sight blockers there, he can still see through it. Maybe it needs to be ironed out here. Granted, this house, I don't think there's any usable windows. This Pioneer squad can move forward and burn out the squad. Ooh, we got an M20 out, a utility car. The armor skirts is on the way. It will displace his MG team and Pioneer squad, no problem. The armor skirts, of course, do cost a staggering 70 munitions, but it really does increase its capability of fighting rifle fire. Basically, almost completely immune to rifle fire, just receiving hits here and there. We may see a M6 mine here. The M6 mine is a very good counter to the any light vehicle Austria has. It will one-shot them. And we do in fact have a 222 coming on. A 222 is a hard counter to the M20 unless he finds a landmine the good old-fashioned way. Fuel point will be secured, so he will have a little bit of fuel lead. He's too many squads out on the field. He has a hard time sustaining all this manpower draw. I would say that the rifleman squad, that third rifleman squad, is actually a bit of error since he has 2 rear echelon. He could invest it into an M20, to an M8 Greyhound, or into a Browning heavy machine gun. But he is facing against a sniper, so the Browning will be a bit not exactly ideal. The Browning can easily fight this 222. He's trying to bait into a mine. He's avoiding... Yeah, he is avoiding this area, though while there is no mine here, we do see a mine here. So the only way he can really take out this 222 effectively is bait over the mine. He can ward it away with rifle fire. You can get a couple AT rifle grenades and hit it with more rifle fire. Oh, he has to be very, very careful. He could expect a mine right here, and he's very close to a detonation right here. Oh, the bait, but nope, he will not go forward. The mine was right here. He probably would have actually detonated it. We get some repairs. We do in fact have a bars coming on now. I would have actually really gone for bazookas on his rear echelon, something to take out this or mobile AT option, because he has very little AT options. Only just a handful of AT grenades. In fact, he did spot this landmine here. The Flamer squad could go ahead and start cleaning it up. You only need the minesweeper to spot it. Any squad can, well, any engineer squad can clean up mines if it's spotted. You got the M20 will be engaging over here. We got Rifleman and a Lieutenant pushing over here. He probably will win out if he just stormed the Grenadier squad. There's also a flanking squad here, ripping them apart. We got the 222 being forced back with the sniper falling back. You won't have any sort of form of camouflage in the middle of the water. And if you learn how to swim, water actually makes a great source of camouflage. You can hold his breath for a very, very long time. But this is pretty much a puddle. But there's enough to submerge a body. You laid swim. We do got the M20 going very far forward. He's trying to dive for the sniper. He's diving on the sniper, very close to death. Both things are very close to death. He does force fire to the ground, rolls a bunch of misses. He does pop out the crew and use the bazooka. Bazooka lines up a shot, will get a hit, but he's far from death at the moment. Will be force firing the ground, rolls a couple hits, but not enough to finish it off. He needs to get that vehicle crew member there to repair it now. We do in fact have some IR Pathfinders out. IR Pathfinders are very weak, relatively expensive for what they do. So it'd be a good spotting unit and perhaps trying to ambush the sniper, but that's about it. You can lay down the beacons as well, another good spotting tool. The M20 needs to fall back, get some repairs. Rear echelon can assist with that. But very good map control by the US player. No squads being sent on the south side. He could have easily sent the Minesweeper. Well, he needs a pirate Minesweeper Pioneer nearby to the 222, but he could send the Flamer Pio to secure up the bottom territory. There's nothing guarding down there. You will spot that beacon. It is free, so losing it's not a too big of a problem, and gave him some valuable intel because it does, of course, provide mini-map detection. You got a huge field float. He should eye for taking up to a major soon, but he's currently reinforcing squads. M20 still very low in health. Needs to get that repaired up. Various captures are coming on out for the... Ooh, is this... It is, in fact, an S minefield coming down as well. Just a single patch, which is quite cost-effective. If you cancel it, it does give you the rest of munitions back. Rear echelon being reinforced. Nothing too crazy. M20 being repaired. We'll deploy down some beacons. You only need to tap the thing down and then it gets deployed. They don't actually build it? Huh, something I didn't just now realize. You can click to destroy the beacon as well. Did not know there's actually this ability. It almost looks like a supply cache exploding. Or a command point. I think that may have been a symbol for some sort of scorched earth disabling a capture point. Like destroying it. And then has to be sort of repaired. We do got the S minefield. He will run straight into the model. However, they all detonated at once. Maybe there's one patch left. No, they all detonated. It's a bit unfortunate. Sometimes they get detonated. We do got, of course, Panzerfaust may be coming out. He needs to start focusing that model of all the models. There comes the Panzerfaust, which is sustain half its health and damage from it. The 222 is currently responding to the area. More and more beacons coming on down. We do got a Pack 40 coming on out. What is the tech levels? Do only have Battle Phase 1. He has plenty of fuel to battle upgrade and perhaps enough to get the tier structure. The teching course is incredibly expensive for Austere. You got a nice flank with the MG42. There's a second MG42 out as well. Here the 222 engaging the lieutenant. Lieutenant may have been chasing the sniper, or the sniper's not even there. Never mind. Well, both sides have a significant amount of infantry squads. We do got a Sherman tank coming on out. It has a very good time engaging this current opposing composition. HE rounds will start wrecking the area. We do, in fact, have frags. Research will throw behind the model. We'll claim the MG42 team entirely. Now I can go ahead and claim that, perhaps for Echelon, preferably. We'll spot this beacon. The other beacon is still alive. However, he can't spend time in focusing on it because he is facing his riflemen. You got some Panzer Grenadiers out. A good counter. A good aid to the Austere sniper, because if the Austere sniper is being ran down, Panzer Grenadiers could be a body blocking force. So when the infantry engage running it down, they will sustain a huge amount of damage. Or they're a good way to keep your opponent away, allowing your sniper to do maximum damage. Either way. Panzer Grenadiers currently on negative ground, will sustain additional damage, but I think this guy is actually behind in light cover, not sustaining any additional damage. Pioneers moving forward, but we do get the Pack 40 now lining up a shot. We'll get a very good penetrating hit, but there's a good avenue of retreat there. He actually started moving the squad immediately. We do have the Pack 40 not setting up. IR Pathfinders laying down more and more beacons. This is very good usage. Not even engaging with them, just using it as a reconnaissance unit. Very nice. And we'll go ahead and start deploying beacons to aid reconnaissance efforts. I love this IR Pathfinder play. It's a very good support unit. Too bad it's a little bit overpriced. We do got a Sherman now out. He does have AP rounds equipped. He should have HE rounds equipped. He will penetrate the 222 no problem, even with HE rounds. And we got a huge assault with riflemen and lieutenants coming forward. And here's an explosion. IR Pathfinders? No, major artillery. You don't see that very often. It is also much cheaper than IR Pathfinder's Rapid Barrage. So I really... If personally, I wouldn't mind... I have modded before where on IR Pathfinder... Oh, never mind. We do got an assault coming forward. We got the rushing down, but there's a number of Panzer Grenadiers here. One of them is, of course, equipped with Panzer Strike, so a mobile AT option. AT rifle grenade did, in fact, come through, but there's nothing nearby to finish off. But the Sherman tank is now rush on forward. Still has AP rounds equipped. He should have some HE. We got smoke coming on out, but there's no MG team fully engaged. Pack 40 didn't find a shot. That may have been a forced fire through the ground. No, that may have been a brief window it can spot. But the Sherman tank backed up into the control point. It will have trouble running away at this speed. The Panzer Grenadiers are eyeing to rush it down, but the M20 is trying to prevent. Will throw him some smoke, though he could use smoke from the Sherman tank as well. Trying to interrupt. Oh, we'll use the smoke rounds now. Double smoke, very good usage, and using the M20 to deny the aiming of the unit. Oh, rifle grenade coming out forward. The unit sustained a heavy amount of damage and may lose one more model upon retreat. But they will in fact get out. What type of mortar team is this? It is US mortar, based on the model I can see by the entity. Another squad of IR Pathfinders? As I was saying before, I have modded, so IR Pathfinders are two-man squads equivalent to the Soviet snipers. That's how I would imagine good alternative. Make it cost of, but still maintain the artillery ability. So I would have praised that squad, and that 2 CP like as still. And I would have praised that around 400 manpower. So that's what I would like to see our Pathfinders get transformed into a marksman squad instead of this not good at combat, not good at fire support, good and okay against as a reconnaissance unit. It's only really okay. Regular Pathfinders do just as well for reconnaissance. We do got some smoke coming out from the Sherman. Very good usage. Though he really still should have HE rounds equipped. There is no reason why he should not have HE rounds. He's fighting against all infantry force, and the penetration is still high enough in order to engage the 222. No problem. Dude, I think that was in fact a decoy barrage. Good, actually. Yeah, that was decoy barrage. Another good alternative for the IR Pathfinders, I would say, is make them gain the majority ability and cost, because it's weaker but much more easier to spam out because it's cheaper price. However, make it a global cooldown between all the models, preventing a mass spam of it. Was that M6 mine? Nope, there's not an M6 mine damaged, but still not cleaned up. That's actually big. Rear echelon on open ground. You can't really afford to spend munitions on the support weapons since he went with IR Pathfinders and a good number of them. But they do decently well versus guys against negative ground, but who doesn't? M20 is still alive. He has swept this mine. He can go ahead and clean it up. Sherman tank now moving on forward. Still has AP rounds equipped.
The enemy is overrunning one of our capture points.
And oh, he has to be very careful because anybody could hit the ground and detonate the mine. Ooh, roll a miss there. The fact that the 222 does in fact have a small target size means that tank cannons do have a bit trouble engaging it. We do have a Tellermine's been spotted. He did not have time to clean the thing up. He could have waited it out. MG42 ripping apart those squads in negative ground. Our Pathfinders laying down some more beacons, not actually finishing off the capture or decapture of that. I'm not exactly sure why. At least decapture it. I just realized now there's 2 Sherman tanks out. There's a good amount of medium tanks. He has enough fuel for another. Well, but he has too much of a munitions, a manpower draw. That additional squad of riflemen really does take a toll. I think that was that was a decoy barrage. These Pathfinders are not in cover, so they're not camouflaged at the moment. And they do have a very expensive reinforcement rate. I think it's like a 35, and regular Pathfinders have a reinforcement rate of 37. So having 2 of them is very questionable. Without a couple smokes trying to run down the sniper, he will get pretty close. He can still wipe it out. Lieutenant does have the sprint because he's out of combat in the Veterans 3. We'll be focusing fire now, but he won't be able to get it. We'll do a significant amount of damage, but that doesn't mean much if you don't get it, because he can always just be healed up with a rate of 0 bleed. We do got a Sherman tank diving around the back of the base, trying to eye for that Panzer II, but we receive Panzer Strike fire and AT gunfire. This Sherman tank will run forward. No health damage on it, so he won't get snared unless by 2 Panzerfausts. And yet still no HE rounds. We do got Stug. Stug is a very interesting option. It's very laned, but not extensive lane, like a clear line of sight lane, so he can easily be surrounded upon. And this Sherman tank very close to death. He will initiate the tactical movement. We'll lose a Sherman tank, 2 Panzerfausts and Panzerschrecks. We'll lose a... This tactical movement lines up another shot. Oh, just barely misses. The Flamer can have a chance of penetrating, I think. He may be trying to use incendiary rounds. No, he's not. He could force fire the ground. Okay, he could grab it, but there's enough AT grenades nearby to kill it off. But he will abandon the vehicle. He will decrew the pack there. But he will still have the repair crews. They do decently well at close range with their grease guns, but not all too much. But they can go around and start capturing up. They could go ahead and eye for capturing up this pack. It's a squad you don't really need to have sustained pressure with. Smoke grenade coming on out. Sniper will get a throw out. Crit shot. Barely manages to not kill off that squad with the AoE damage. We'll resecure the pack. If it was still set up, may have actually got shot off, but we'll get gunned down. At Veteran C2, we'll gain quite a bit of accuracy, if I remember correctly.
They're at 200 points. Target down.
Sight range. Combat if... Oh, wait, no. Nav mobility. And AP rounds increase penetration, so nothing with accuracy. We do got a Tiger tank out, but no more Shermans left. We'll be getting Jackson, but the thing is, this map is very close range and range, not exactly ideal with Jackson. But we'll find the initial M20 mine, immobilizing it. Uh-oh. But his opponent has no AT. He can... And he lost one of his IR Pathfinders. The IR Pathfinder could have called an artillery barrage. May have killed it off, I'm not exactly sure. fires the same shells used by the mechanized assault mechanized auction, so they will do additional engine damage.
The enemy is overrunning one of our capture points.
It's already immobilized. By the time this Jackson comes out, he'll probably has enough to get another Jackson if he doesn't reinforce his squads.
Tank destroyer is ready for orders. A capture point
Jackson is now
overrun.
out. Tiger tank is, however, fully repaired, and there's not an ample amount of AT in the area, so this is very problematic for the US player anyways. But he has sustained a huge amount of tickets in his favor. His opponent is down to 151 versus his 441. Jackson does receive a hit, can only receive 2 more. Oh, this squad will try to eye for a frag, but will be forced back. I just realized something. He has not much munitions income at the moment, or munitions float, because first off, he has weapon racks and grenades and IR pathfinders. It's a little bit poor management on his munitions, I would say. He has way too much munitions draw. He doesn't absolutely need weapon racks on his riflemen. They are, and his opponent hasn't really been spamming them out. He will get a couple G43 grenadiers. A rifleman can reasonably fight that. Jackson will get spotted. Tiger tank is not eyeing to engage it. Mortar team in a very good position, in a very good corner there.
Line just got cut off.
Vehicle crew will get spotted by the MG team, thinks it's being too close to the point. Another immobilization crit. Oh, this is very problematic, and Jackson can outrange it. There goes the ambulance, however. That was a bit of oversight right there. Jackson should just, is staying at max range, will receive a bounce there, will wipe out the Pioneer squad, so no repairs. You could just, using AT rifle grenades is not really needed, but trying to hasten its death. You got Pioneers coming along the rear, maybe trying to repair in middle combat. Not exactly ideal. We'll get a penetrating hit there. It's mangled destroyed. The Jackson Cove can move forward safely within sight range at maximum penetration. Dead.
Ambulance ready for action.
2 ambulances? Please tell me that's a mistake.
Enemy infantry. Hard on.
Please. I suppose you can have one back up at base, but you could always throw his extra rear echelon into the ambulance and keep the medics back at home. Because you don't need the medics inside the ambulance in order to use the medical heal. It could be rear echelon. I have done that where I swapped out my medics inside my ambulances for a rear echelon and basically gave the medic to my British ally. Rear echelon down to its last model. Sniper does use the incendiary shot, wiping it out guaranteed. You get the M20 trying to run down the sniper. Is in a very lethal spot at the moment. Veteran stage 3, so it has increased range, and there goes a sniper. Didn't even have time to retreat it back. M20 was a very good option in order to try to chase down that sniper. We'll finally get it. Got this IR Pathfinders trying to stay behind the cover, but the Grenadiers that managed to resecure this MG42 will be shooting back. I think those... Yeah. Did he lose? Yeah, he did lose. Both his MG42 and reclaimed them. His US player never managed to reclaim them. We do got a decoy barrage coming on out. Oh, there goes the M20. But did manage to drop the bazooka. He could equip that with his IR Pathfinders. They're not really good at anti-infantry anyways, so they can be decently effective versus the vehicles coming up. G43s will beat rear echelons with a minesweeper any day. Do we have any sort of tech for the austere player? We do have Battle Phase 2, and we do have the tech structure. But He's saving it for a Tiger tank. We got these panic tracks now engaging the capture from the left side. He does, in fact, have the 2 ambulances. He may have just realized his mistake. But he's going to move this one forward. 1 forward retreat point. Maybe actually with he's sending this unit and major down here. And so now units that retreat from this side will retreat over here, and the units from this side will wait. This is not time to go out for a drive, buddy. I'm not sure if you actually realize it. Where's the major? Major's right here. Maybe he's just trying to set up his major here? Oh. No, actually none of the models went down, just the M20 Corps being exploded. The bazooka has not been picked up, and the Pioneers will actually take the opportunity to pick that up. That would be now an actually useful Pioneer squad. We do have the medics. He knows about his extra ambulance now. Now using medics to capture the fuel point. I don't really know I've seen that all too often. You got a reconnaissance overflight from the recon sweep. It is, of course, a very wide-seeing reconnaissance ability, 60 munitions, but he doesn't have the munitions to really afford that. He has grenades, he has weapon racks, he has IR pathfinders. His opponent is just not even going to worry about for the artillery because the decoy barrage. He has only enough munitions for decoy barrages. Major's coming in to go in point blank. Major himself is dead, just leaving the 2 rear echelon bodyguards, but the Major squad does in fact entirely goes down. Smoke grenade coming forward. We do got the tactical movement now for allowing them to fall back rapidly. May see rifle grenade in order to gauge that unit behind heavy cover, but we'll run up to the heavy cover. Do have the lieutenant being double teamed by grenadiers, and we do got the Panzer Grenadiers now also moving forward.
Keep up the pressure. They're down to 100 points.
You got these medics engaging with their handguns, the M1911s. Do got a rifle grenade shot, but the squad's very low in health. Going off negative ground does get wiped out. Medics. There's a U.S. player starting to lose it. He's not really paying attention. Losing the medics. Now this ambulance can be claimed, which does not take up the entire crew because he's okay austere. He could claim an ambulance for himself. I don't know if that's good. Might as well grab it. It'll give him forward reinforcements and forward healing. No, he just straight up destroyed it. He could have grabbed it. Or does it? Does it use up the? Is it considered a crew inside the vehicle, like a U.S. tank for other factions for the ambulance, or no? I'm not sure. You got a Sherman tank out. There's enough fuel for another 2 Sherman tanks. Just needs a whole lot of manpower. Sherman tank does in fact have the HE rounds, but Jackson being tied up, but lost out of vision range. We'll force to fall it back, and you got the ambulance now moving forward. Iron for the forward reinforcement along with the major. Got 2 AT guns here for anti-tank. We do got the Tiger tank now out. Oh, somebody just realized he canceled the Stug. You got another. Wait, is that a decoy barrage? It is a decoy barrage. Rifleman coming for a flank. Iron to kill off these weapon teams, but the Tiger tank is here to support these guys in negative ground. They will sustain more damage. Frag grenade comes out onto the MG team, but only gets 2 models. Sherman tank will force away the Panzerstruck team, but very low on health now. You got a Browning here? When did he build that? Oh, he has a Browning down right here, and is decrewed. It's facing the wrong direction. Maybe that's why I got decrewed. Tiger tank now moving on forward. Reconnaissance overlight coming on out.
Crowds are sniffing around our asses. Tactical point being captured.
Or reconnaissance sweep, I should say. And he will secure this Browning with the Panzer Grenadiers. Panzer Grenadiers, of course, do have additional less received accuracy or target size. And of course, they can have STGs to help protect themselves.
M20 ready for action.
You got the another. An M20? I guess he really wants to lay down some landmines, but that's too big of a munitions draw. He had that, riflemen, grenades, well, weapon racks, grenades, IR Pathfinders, and the M20. So he had too much munitions draw in the beginning. A lot of options, but a bit too much. We do got a grenade coming on out to onto this building. That was actually a pretty far grenade. But however, it is of course the Browning will quickly suppress down the squad. Does throw out his own smoke over here, displacing that squad. Lieutenant did get spotted by the Tiger tank. Jackson probably will force fire on the ground. However, he has enough damage for the snare, but he's not going to risk losing his squads. There's a lot of units there to shoot at them. Jackson does get a nice hit there. Tiger tank will be forced to fall back. However, he just lost a rifleman squad to the Tiger tank. See the down models there. It was the squad without the bars, so that's probably a best one to lose, if any. You got the Major now moving forward. 8.6 gets a Veteran C1, but does of course have to improve reconnaissance flight as well as. Oh! Panzerstrucks take out the M20. Oh, there goes the Major once again. You need to just spend on tanks. A Sherman spam is very powerful, especially if you want to annihilate infantry squads with your HE. And the main cannons were actually quite good if you swarm a tank. Tactical movement just been initiated. We won't see any Ju-87 close air support. Sherman tank has AP rounds equipped, but currently in prioritized fire. We'll receive both Panzerstruck shots. Tiger tank may eye for engaging it, but it's a bit damaged himself. We'll begin Scott. Sherman tank will probably be better, but Scott is of course indirect fire. Maybe just one to micro multiple tanks through this fort. So a Scott right around here would be actually pretty good. So I can't say that's not a half bad option. I'm just glad he's spending it on vehicles and not more infantry squads.
The capture point is being overrun.
I heard a smoke grenade. Maybe it was from the lieutenant. Yeah, the lieutenant threw out a smoke grenade. You got AT rifle grenade eyeing for the Tiger tank. There it goes. Snares the engine, no problem. Which will help ward it away. We do got the Jackson now engaging. It is being spotted by the riflemen. We'll get bounced there, but we'll be forced to fall back. Panzer Grenadiers will also do additional damage. You go ahead and start engaging the Panzer Grenadiers. You could have equipped the HE rounds because notice the Tiger tank has the snared engine. He won't be moving it anytime soon. You got a double capture in favor of the Axis player, so he doesn't have to worry about tickets at the moment. Though this area is secured by the Allies somehow, by the Major and rear echelon most likely. Overall, better squad preservation by the austere player. We do got the AT gun avoiding that frag grenade, very nice. We'll lose a model to the Scott, however.
The capture point is under attack.
We'll lose another model. That's Scott doing some very good work. Oh, he sort of know where it was because he was repairing in his own sector. It was his own sector. We got a Panzertrex now moving forward. Panzertrex will hit a hit on both the Jackson as well as the Scott. Could go ahead and start focus firing. He does use the barrage. You can move. The Scott can move and shoot while in the barrage mode. Lieutenant is suppressed thanks to the nearby Browning. Captured Browning. Will receive 2 penetrating hits there, just a shy away from death. Will get a kill upon retreat. Very good at gliding vehicle. Another Scott coming on out. He has plenty of armor, so and he's facing a lot of pack teams, and this, I would say 2 Scots is not a half bad idea. While I do like a Sherman spam, 2 Scots wouldn't be half bad. He has plenty of fuel. He just needs to fight more smartly with his infantry. Sherman tank looming around. Tiger tank engine is no longer snared, but will receive a nice penetrating hit there, and will probably back out before receiving a fire shot. Very nice poke.
75mm gun carrier
We got
ready.
the Panzer Grenadiers ripping apart the
One of our capture points.
Pathfinders. However, the frontal armor has been rotated. Now, that was not a very good poke.
A capture point is
Now the
being
Tiger tank
overrun.
is going to... Actually, I'm just going to stay back and repair. This is currently not healing. That is also another oversight. Currently is not in the healing mode. Losing this Browning is actually quite big. That would have been an excellent tool in defending this point. Another reconnaissance overflight will spot the area. Perhaps eyeing the barrage. Something in particular, eyeing the barrage the Browning.
Rounds complete. Breach clear.
Scott's now repositioning. He can get some very good hits upon these Panzer Grenadiers at their close range. You got an AT gun hit there. Grenadiers receive some damage, but the Scots have no fear from death because there's a line of sight blocker. Even with that low health, he can still stick around and engage. Sherman tank and Jackson trying to engage the Tiger. Sherman tank will be hit by 1 AT gun. He may be using target weak point. Target weak points will throw a smoke. Very nice. The smoke will, of course, allow him to fall back. Another Sherman tank now moving forward and eyeing to spend his fuel. Another Sherman tank is a very good option. Jacksons don't really do all too well in these very close quarters. Multiple hits. Looks like this Sherman tank life was shortly lived. We'll get one last penetrating hit onto the Tiger tank before going down. We may see another decoy barrage coming on forward. And the AT guns are trying to prevent the capture because he does not have much tickets. He can't be losing any point. He can't lose a single more ticket, or else he probably will just straight up lose the game. Jackson will get a nice penetrating hit there. We may see the AP rounds. Yes, we do in fact see the AP rounds. This AT gun will probably just our eye to fall back. And you got this MG42 being decrewed as well. We got this assault coming forward. The Panzertrex are lining up a shot. We'll find the Jackson. There is tank traps here. We'll receive a penetrating hit. And we'll go ahead and go down there. All of his units are quite wounded. Losing Jackson and Sherman is not exactly good for his longevity. The Tiger tank is a bit low in health, so he's probably not going to dive on in. Using all of his available manpower to reinforcing.
Our supply line just got cut off.
He will, of course, now initiate the heal of his ambulance. And overall, very good field control by the Axis player. While denying the field is always a good idea, denying the munition is actually more important right now. His opponent has plenty of fuel. In fact, too much fuel. Rifleman moving forward. There's also, he rebuilt a rifleman squad. That was largely not necessary. He needed to build more vehicles, I would say. AT gun, no, not AT gun, but Panzerstrike's now moving forward. We'll get a couple penetrating hits. Scott's trying to eye to re-engage and support. Scott could use the barrage. We'll get a nice penetrating hit. Oh, of course, a penetrating. It's infantry. Oh, and there goes the wipe. The Scott is very good at what it does. It just needs perhaps a shorter cooldown on its barrages. Grenade coming on out. May wipe it. Nope, it does not, but he may get gunned down. Wow, the lieutenant, very vulnerable. Will in fact wipe out the squad, and the gun was at the point of death, so it will entirely get destroyed. MG42 team, very, very powerful location. However, the Scott is here to engage it. We'll get a penetrating hit or bounce onto the main gun of the MG42. We'll throw out a smoke barrage from the mortar team. Very nice. Perhaps he could have utilized the smoke barrage a bit more often than throwing out the smoke grenades from riflemen.
A capture point is being overrun.
Tiger tank still looming around, not at full HP, but at a very good amount. Scott's now engaging. The barrages are on cooldown. They do, of course, have excellent range. Sherman tank now moving forward, but getting hit by an AT gun. We do not have target weak points, still in range. And we do got the Grenadiers initiating tactical movement, allowing to get them into more good range for their G43s. We'll see in Panzerfaust, which will damage the engine. The Tiger tank could go ahead and start moving forward. For the riflemen, they do have, and the lieutenant does, of course, have the bars. Resulting in some very good close range damage. This rifleman squad may, in fact, go down. Scott's now supporting fire. There goes the Sherman tank. Do got Jackson on the build queue. It looks like enough somehow retreating through right there. We do got the Scots now being engaged by the pack gun, but the two Scots there will ward it away. Could go ahead and will in fact decrew it thanks to nearby our Pathfinders. We'll be hitting the Panzer Grenadiers now. Tiger tank trying to engage them, but doing a good job of staying at max range.
We're losing a capture point.
Do got some S mines coming on down, though he still has a minesweeper for them, and he has spotted them. I'm sort of surprised he isn't saving up munitions for the Stuka close air support loiter. Oh, Iron destroy this Pack 40. He actually did wipe out one of his own models just then. You see the dead Panzer Grenadier. One friendly killed. Not exactly ideal. Do got the Scots fully repaired. Not big surprise, they don't take long to repair. And do got two very good hits right there. Ooh, nearly decrewed the Browning. You got a large rifleman assault here. We do not have the minesweepers nearby to sweep those S mines. Tiger tank coming to respond. It is may have enough damage on it in order to get if a rear armor. Yeah, it does have plenty enough to get hit by a snare, which is actually a bit problematic. We'll throw out a smoke. We'll run into the S mines. He has now swept them, so he can go ahead and walk through the area. We'll of course secure up the point. We'll detonate some of his own S mines. We're losing a number of models there. May in fact get wiped out down to a very small amount of health, but 2 members will manage to run away. We got assault over here, more and more units moving forward. The Scots are here to support fire, removing the MGs, hitting the Pack 40 as well. We will see a penetrating hit there, but they can withstand 2 shots before going down. Infantry 42 team will get smoked out. And these guys do, of course, have smoke barrages. Tiger tank now moving forward, but we do also has a supporting Panzer IV. No Panther mount on it just yet, but it is currently upgrading. But the large number of support weapons there have been decrewed. We do get the Jackson now being engaged, however, not enough damage on it to be snared. The Scots are trying to engage the Grenadiers. We'll get a Panzerfaust onto there. We'll get the damaged engine because it is a light vehicle. And receive enough damage to get the snare upon it. We'll get 2 penetrating hits there with the Jackson.
A capture point is under attack.
Both sides using up their munitions constantly. No side has a big float there. The US player managed to spend his float of fuel just now with another Jackson. However, there's a large float here by the Austrian player, so you may want to eye getting another Panzer IV. Wait, we do got... Oh wait, this is not a tactical movement. We do got elite relief infantry coming forward. We do have our first squad of Ostrupen out on the field. We should go just send those Ostrupen to defend a certain location. With no stars of veterancy right now, their only good option is to defend a location where he doesn't really want to worry about all too much. Help just to, or at least ward away rear echelon going around, capturing around the side, or the IR Pathfinders. 2 Jacksons are out, and 2 Scots to eliminate the support weapons. He has reclaimed this Pack 40. Tiger tank currently being repaired up by the Pioneers. We got these units moving forward. However, the Rifleman squad has 0 stars of veterancy. Scots are now moving forward, but there is a Panzer IV engaged. But oh, the Scots getting some massive amount of hit, wiping out the Panzer Grenadiers. We'll even take a shot at the Panzer IV, but it has... I'm not so sure the penetration rate of the Scots, so it's probably not all too great.
Friendly's down to 100 points. I say again, allies at 100.
We got a penetrating hit from the Jackson, not big surprise. Scots are very mobile, so we can go ahead and start spotting around. We got them engaging the Grenadiers. We'll force them away. Panzer IV proceeds to sustain a huge amount of fire, though there's still a double cap in favor of the Allies. We'll destroy the Panzer IV, and the Austria player is down to his last 88 tickets. And we'll be sustaining a triple cap against him. That is very problematic. These... No, wait. Blue is the... I mean, against the US player. The US player will be... in those 2 mixed up. I'm always used to blue being allies in most replays anyways. Ostrupen will get wiped, will ripped apart. We've seen the unvetted versus 2 Scots and 2 Jacksons. 1 Jackson's 1 shot away from death. I don't hit a shot. We may see, yeah, we will see a decoy artillery coming on down. We do got the relief infantry still just been activated. Tiger tank has sustained quite a bit of fire. The Pioneer squad with the Minesweeper did in fact entirely go down. However, he did get his 2 more squads of Ostrupen. He still can get a 3rd squad of Ostrupen, bolstering his forces, but his repair rates are now dismal. We do got S mines being hit over here, the last of them. The Ostrupen not being ripped apart. This squad of Ostrupen will in fact get entirely wiped out, but they will be replaced by another squad of Ostrupen. Minor loss. Jackson now engaging the Tiger tank at max range. There is a supporting AT gun. We do got these Jacksons, both of them, one of them at 1 shot away from death, the other one not so much. We do got a snare here. Main gun destroyed, will roll a bounce. The AT gun will fire a shot, will destroy 1. This one will receive Panzerfaust. Once he gets enough munitions, there goes the pack. The Scot are now engaging. He's trying to crush the infantry units and realizing his opponent does not have enough munitions for a snare. Will be lining up. Does have enough now. We do got the Ostwood now moving forward. The Ostwood can engage what's left of his opposing force. He can actually engage and defeat the Jackson at that very low health. And I think there goes the Grenadier squad. You got the Jackson now being engaged by Oswin at close range, trying to try to get as many rear armor hits as possible. There goes the Jackson. Now, I don't think Scots can actually penetrate the armor of Oswin. The Oswin is going to be running them down. Retargets to the far one. He needs to retarget the close one, but he probably won't be able to get the far one. He's just going to body block the one he knows is going to die. Very nice. He could go ahead and throw out smoke canisters. No, he does not have enough munitions for smoke canisters. This Jackson's still buried alive, but do got a Panzerfaust coming on out. Will destroy it. It did not get abandoned. He doesn't have to worry about that. Lieutenant trying to secure capture. Oh, he's trying to decapture the point. There he goes. Now decapture off, but he still has 1 point against him. This point, we do got a Panzerfaust into the Scot. Another Scot. No, this is the same Scot. We do got another Oswin coming on out. He will be starting to repair that on the front line. Ostrupen's, he's only down to one elite Grenadier. All his other units, infantry units are now gone. He only has reserve infantry units. He retargets the lieutenant. He needs to perhaps hit the Scot, and he can actually take that out. Another Oswin coming on out. He's sent this Ostrupen. No, these are pioneers down here. He has an MG team. This Browning arm equipped by Panzer Grenadiers here. I think it's still counting in favor of the Austere player. The US player down to his last 54 tickets. Austere player down to his last 14. It's going to be a very close ending. The IR Pathfinder is still out and about. He still has two squads of riflemen. One of them only has Brownings, however. Ooh, Scott doing some very good work trying to capture that point, but will not be able to. Oswin here will ward away the squads. You probably won't be able to get it. Oh, the mortar does destroy a number of the S mines as well. An alternative to a minesweeper. We got an Oswin here. Will be hit by a snare. You got a penetrating hit by the Scot. And he may be able to destroy it. I'm not exactly sure. I've never really seen a matchup between Oswin versus Scot. He's trying to secure up this point with his Grenadiers. The Grenadiers are good. He may throw out a frag. No, he does not have enough munitions for a frag. Down to his last 8.
We lost an infantry unit.
Oh, there goes his Veterancy 1 Rifleman squad. He may lose this one as well. No, he does not. He's trying to engage the Scot. We do got an M1 AT gun here. He could try body blocking it. No, he's going to try dancing around circles. But the Scot can help support. Will actually destroy the beacon. We haven't seen ultimate them. We do got a Greyhound? Why do we have a Greyhound? This game.
We lost a gun crew.
It was like the Austere player has cast in GG. He has a triple cap in his favor. ZodiAK maybe just going to surrender. We'll get some penetrating hits, but he's not that good. He's in the minimum range of the Scot. I'm just going to let the tickets run out. It is what it is. What would have I done differently? I say the Austere player had played the game very well. I can't really say what I would have done differently. The US player, however, first thing I would have done is not build that initial rear rifleman squad at the beginning. With a lieutenant, you have 3 capable fighting squads and 2 rear echelon who never got bazookas. Those are 2 additional supporting squads. So you really didn't need that 3rd squad of riflemen. And plus, I would also limit of what your munitions expenditure. Go for 1. Grenades or weapon racks, especially if you have IR Pathfinders, which you had 2. You only need 1. So I would have done either get grenades or weapon racks, not both. The M20 was also another munition expenditure, which he used to great effect, got 2 immobilizing crits. One of them got repaired, the other one resulted in death of the Tiger tank, so that was fine. He placed down an ample enough that his opponent wasn't extremely going out everywhere trying to sweep for mines. So he placed just enough to be effective. Perhaps I also would have got a Greyhound earlier, just because it's a doctrinal unit, but either way. The Scots, I would say, were fine, but utilizing your fuel was early on would be much more preferable. By the way, this is Agion saying thank you for watching and signing off.